What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome back for episode number 3. As you might have noticed from the time lapse, I've been busy. I did a couple of things and decided to share it with you guys. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dig in. You probably noticed me doing a lot of terraforming over here in this area, and of course there's a reason for it. I also not sure if we're gonna keep all this, whatever this is right here. It's probably gonna get adjusted, but I was just using all of this as a guide. Um, you might have guessed it by the shape right here as to what we're gonna have here. And if you guessed airport, you guessed 100% correct. Now this is an idea that I've had for quite a while, um, and decided to go ahead and execute it. And the idea is to have an airport on an island, completely secluded by itself. And I've already pre-built the arms or the roads, so all I have to do is snap it right into place. And voila, there it is. There we have the airport. So you can kind of tell that the whole city is symmetrical, if you will, and I plan to keep that going. So the airport is exactly centered. Of course, the airport itself is an odd shape, but that's just something that we have to play with. But it's completely centered with the city going out this way, which I personally think is pretty cool. Um, I do have a lot more work to do. The work is going to be a lot more terraforming here in this particular area, and then possibly putting the keys around the airport itself, so it really stands out in the water. And you might have noticed as well that I made the airport just a tiny bit more raised than the rest of the city over here, and that is of course once we do all the terraforming and everything, um, so it doesn't flood if we have an excess of water coming through, which will more than likely happen. So let me go ahead and get to it. I'll do some terraforming. I'll clean this up, and I'll meet you guys back in a little bit, and we'll continue working on the city.
Camera, movie. There's nothing like watching a movie to take you to
Alright
another
guys,
place or time.
I am
And there's
back,
no better
and
place to watch
check it
than
out.
film cinema. And no better time than the time it takes you to get
So
from
the
where you
keys
are to where we
are all
lots of
around.
records of fun
I
as
added
you
a
take
couple
trip to
of
Tinseltown
trees here
Movie
for
USA.
decoration,
Action
of
cut
course,
right on the set.
and
Here's
I put in the
Steven
fantastic
Guaranteed the only
fountain
thing
here
you
as
hear
well.
is the movie.
Let's see
That
if the game on
high-pitched
3
sound drone
speed.
is normal. It's the
It's
sound
actually
your ears hear when there's
not
nothing for
doing
your
anything.
ears to hear here. So come on down and enjoy
And
the movies where
I put a
everyone's a
couple
star.
of these radar antennas to kind of make it feel more like an airport, if you will. And of course, since getting power to this area is going to be a little bit tricky, I've added this water power turbine or whatever it's called. But I may replace it with the lower profile one, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But we'll leave that alone for now. Um, what I do have to do is figure out exactly what we're gonna do here. Um, I'm thinking to cut this canal back a little bit and maybe go into a V shape, kind of all around. So I think that's what I'm gonna work on. I might do a little bit more beautification, just the boring stuff off camera, and I will be back in just a little bit. Alright guys, I think I'm done. In your time, that was about 2 seconds. In my time, that was actually about 4 days before I finally had enough time to sit down and kind of finish everything up. And here's what I've done, and here's what I've come up with. So over here, I've put keys to go under the bridge, as you can see right there. The canals, as I mentioned I would, I turned them into a V, so they're outflowing on both sides. Over here, actually, we can start right here. This 2-lane road is raised to give it a nicer effect next to the keys, if you will. I did add a couple of parks, a couple of plazas. And I added some ferries. So there's a total of 4 ferry stops. So there's 2 over here on this end, as you can see. And there is 2 right over here. I did a little bit of decoration over here with the rocks and trees, and hopefully this will look really nice once we have the ferries themselves going. Not exactly sure how this one is gonna work when it has to come around and turn around, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I did raise this bridge only by a little bit, and hoping that that'll be enough clearance room for the ferries to come through. And right here is where I've added the monorail stops, and I think we're actually gonna go ahead and kind of end them right there. Of course, we do have to make a stop right over here in this area on both sides. But I'm thinking that from here we're gonna go and we're gonna go alongside this the 2-way highway, the short highway road, or the narrow highway road that I've put in right there. And we're gonna figure out how to connect that over here to this side. And I don't think that they're gonna be going down this way. And finally, this right here is a sort of a triangle, not triangle, but a what do you call it, a T interchange, I believe. And how it works, so the idea is of course to have it get you to the airport, and from the airport into the city. So hence the bow design there. So if you're traveling from the airport into the city, you have an option to turn right and take this little on-ramp, or off-ramp if you want to call it, and join the highway over here on this side. Now, if you're going this one, you want to go to the left part of this city, you would simply just go straight and make a left. And I'm really hoping that this area right here doesn't give us too much traffic issues, which I don't think it will, simply because there's not going to be a lot of cars going to the airport. Hopefully we are going to have a bus transportation going that way. And hiding right here is where I have an additional subway stop. And my thought is going to be that that will connect over to the airport, So you can easily take the subway from the airport to the monorails, and take the monorails to somewhere else in the city, to a different part, or to a different point of public transportation. And you can even end up right over here in this area, which is where we started. So that's kind of what I have planned in mind for this particular area here. We are gonna go ahead and connect the subways. And yes, I know some of you guys are gonna say that's a pretty sharp turn, but I think I'll keep it. It looks just a-okay to me. The other idea that I had is, since you see that we do have a subway or metro, whatever you guys want to call it, stop right there, to kind of have that connect over here with this area. The challenge is going to come is once we get to the canals. They're not going to let us pass quite that easy. So what we're going to have to do is go down, and I'm just going to go 4 down in height, and we're just going to make that there and that there, and 4 was not enough. Maybe we'll go 5. 5 is good. There we go. Perfect. So let's do that. We'll go 2400 and another 2400 and connect right there. And right there. Now I do think that that's not enough room there for the metro, subways, whatever you want to call them, to kind of turn and park and stay out of the way. So let's see if we can go 1 out. Something like that. There we go. I think that should be just okay right there. So now, if you're a subway or a metro, you would come from the airport. You would come make a stop right here, turn around, and go back to the airport. If you're a metro going from the airport to over here to this area, you would simply just go around and same thing. And then if you're a metro coming back in through here and you're making a stop right here, you can just simply come through this area here. Hopefully that'll work. We'll just have to wait and see. For now, let's go ahead and go 2000 and another 2000, and we'll connect right there. Oh, I can't wait to have the buses and everything activated so we can see how everything flows. Pretty excited. for the monorails, we can go ahead and start working on them as well. And for monorails, let's see where you at. Right here. I will have to turn off most of the snapping so I can get as close to right there as I can. So that was 450. There we go. We'll call it good right there. Let's go 525. And 525. Perfect. And we can do that for now. Repeat on the other side. And let's see. Should we curve it right away? We'll come out of here to 2. No, I don't like it. Let's go straight. We'll go. Let me see what that'll look like. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, let's go ahead, we'll go ahead and keep that. So that was 2. Yep. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we are going to have to, of course, connect it to the monorail that's going to come from there, go down this way, and it's going to come across to this particular area. All right, and I think before we end the episode, I think we're gonna go ahead and connect the monorails just so they're going all around. And maybe not necessarily make the stops right here, but just go ahead and connect the monorails. So let's see. Maybe something like this to make a road connection over here to this side. So that was, I think that was 3, 2, and 3. And I like to do the same amount of work on both sides. That way, I don't make any regrettable mistakes for the future. That way, I'm not having to go back and figure out exactly what it is that I did wrong. Yeah, we'll leave that there, and maybe too sharp. Let's see what that looks like. That's not too bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and repeat the process over here on this side. The cost was 520, and just to be safe, 520. Perfect. this. To connect something like that. So let's see. Right there we go. Yeah, so that was 8 squares. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Right, now we can go half a unit. And 360. Do the same here. $360. Perfect. We can. That's a hell of a sharp turn right there. Let's see if we can maybe fix that too. There we go. That should work just fine, and do the same thing over here on this side.
I'm famous chef Tony Magoni, owner of Tony Magoni's Steakhouse. And when people ask me where I get my award-winning meat from, it's from one place, Meaty Bits. No matter what you need, be it a smoked pig, goat by sunset, or a 10-foot alligator in a salty brine.
Okay.
Meaty Bits will get it
I
to you
think
fast
we're
with a smile and
in
completely
business.
without
So
judgment. So, if it's good enough for
the reason
Tony
I
Magoni's Steakhouse,
did this
why
area
not
just
be good
just
enough
like
for Joe
this
Public
is
Steakhouse?
is
Get in
because
touch with Meaty Bits.
this
Tell
is
'em
going
Tony
to
sent
be
you.
and we
Meaty
can go
Bits.
ahead
If
and
it
up
ever was alive, they can
right
get it
that
to you
right now.
bad.
This is going to be a 2-lane highway, and then here
Hello, I'm your host Elle, and you're listening to Cities Radio.
we're going to
Sometimes I
have
like
the
check our listener
exit
emails and see what people are talking about. Here's one. Elle, what are
and
you doing
the
this weekend?
entrance
Well, I don't have any plans really. I think I might go to the zoo
to the
again and
highway.
try to
So
communicate with
the idea is
animals.
going to be,
Last
if you're
weekend, I
coming
was
off the
close to a
highway,
breakthrough,
you're
but a
coming
cow
over
kept
here and
telling
you're
me to
either
move
making
and I
a
lost my
left
place.
or a right.
So what are you
And if you're
listeners gonna do
coming
this
on,
weekend?
instead of
Drop us
coming
a
through
line and let
here
us know.
and kind of
Maybe I'll see you there.
hopefully not making a
At
traffic jam
Hammer
right
Bank,
there, you're going to come
we
down
want
here
you to trust us
and
with your
make
money,
a left.
because it's with your money that we can make you more money.
So
How? It's
we'll
not money business.
we'll
It's
keep it
money
the way it
business.
is
You give
for
your money to
now.
us, and it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's too complicated for you. Imagine planting a money tree in the ground and watering it. Hold on. Imagine if you had a money pet and you fed it more money, and after digesting, it would. Okay. You want to go money fishing, so you use a little money to catch a big money. You know, just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money.
There we go.
Van Hammer Bank.
Perfect.
Feed
So
the money
I know
monster.
the orientation of the roads themselves
This
is
Cities
flipped. So
Radio,
this one's
the
coming
best
in and
music
getting on
in
the
the
highway,
universe.
and this one's coming out and getting off the highway. But that's just how we're gonna go ahead and keep it. And here we can easily delete. We'll do that. This road we can upgrade. Oh, maybe that'll work just fine. Let's just upgrade that right there. Perfect. And let's see if we're gonna get lucky. And this is gonna all line up perfectly. Well, look at that. And this piece of road here, that we can just do that for now, and then we'll figure out exactly what kind of, or what type of road we want there. So that was... Wow. Okay, that was, to my surprise, a lot easier than I thought it would have been. Here we can more than likely just do some decorations, kind of like trees and rocks and things of that nature. Kind of fill up the blank space. Yeah. But alright guys, I think that's gonna be it for this particular episode. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you will have noticed that that I took actually from right here, took a little screenshot, and in the background you can see a building, which is the airport itself, of course. But I had asked if you guys could guess what it is that was coming in episode 3, and if you thought airport, you were right. But thank you guys again for watching. If you have any suggestions, comments, please go ahead and put them down in the comment box below. I know when you guys commented about the monorail, and that's what I did for this episode right here. Hopefully you like it. And yes, we are going to be adding a stop over here in the future. But thank you guys again. And as always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do.